Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. Today I have a George Pérez CGC unboxing. Stay tuned. A couple of months ago, I had sent 2 George Pérez books into CGC for that George Pérez signing that, as we know, was unfortunately canceled as George's health began to decline rapidly. And I decided to have CGC, one of the books was a reholder book, but I want to make sure that it is in fact a 9.8, because it was a 9.8 when I sent it in. And then the other book I sent in raw to get signed by George, but decided to just have them put on the George Pérez Universal label that has the artwork of his face on it. I thought these would be 2 nice books to have graded in honor of George, because as we know, his health is declining rapidly, which is terribly sad for us in the comic book community as well as his family. It's been very enjoyable to see the pictures of him on Facebook posted of seeing what DC and Marvel have done for the anniversary edition of his Justice League versus Avengers story back in 2003, and to see his excitement to see that project come to fruition. But let's get into these George Pérez books, and I do not know what the grades are, what they've come back as. Again, I'm just assuming the reholder is going to come back as the 9.8 that I sent it in, but I really have no way of knowing until I actually open up the box and see what it is. So here we have the JLA Avengers #1, and again from 2003, I'm pretty sure. And there we have the custom label, right there with George's face. I don't know if any of you if you've seen this, but there it is. And this should come back a 9.8 because I sent it in as a 9.8. Again, it was a reholder, so I'm assuming that's what it is, but there's never 100. I don't know for sure if that's in fact what happens, but hopefully that's what it is. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And the 9.8 that I sent it in as, which is good, with that George Pérez custom label. It's nice to have it in the new holder because this book I sent in and it was in the old holder, so that's great. Very nice to have. And yep, September 2003, a DC Marvel collaboration. This is issue 1 of 4, and this was a George Pérez cover and art, and so it's not nice to have that. This other book, though, this is the one I sent in raw. This is the JLA Avengers issue #2. And I thought this book was going to come back a 9.8. So let's see what we have here. And again, I do not know the grade of this book. I would not have sent it in if it was not going to get a 9.8. But these thicker books, sometimes they can get a little tricky. You think you have a perfect spine front and back, and then for whatever reason they find a defect on it. But this should be a 9.8. It'd be nice to have issue 1 and issue 2 a 9.8. Of course, there's that nice George Pérez custom label. And let's see what we have here. 3, 2, 1. And there's the 9.8. I've had this copy in my collection. I probably bought this 20 years ago at a local comic shop in San Diego. I probably paid $5 for it, $6 for it. Had it, like I said, had it raw all this time, and to have now it back at a 9.8, and to have both of these at a 9.8. These are nice little pieces and George Pérez tributes in my collection. So true believers, thanks for tuning into this video. It's nice to have both of these books with the George Pérez custom label in the collection. And as always, remember, comics for life.